Good morning and welcome to Geeks and Gamers Daily. Jay, it's a new week. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. I'm actually feeling pretty good on a Monday morning, better than I usually feel. Maybe it's because my Bears won yesterday. Maybe it's because the world is just suddenly a better place today. I don't really know. Maybe I'm the same old me. I'm not sure. Jay, how are you doing today?
It's just a Monday. I don't even want to talk about my football team, but it
I
is
would love
good.
to talk about your football team because as relatively good as I feel today, I can always feel a little bit better by hearing firsthand someone else's misery. I mean, and I'll get that from Beardo a little bit later. I'll get that from Beardo a little bit later on Monday evening quarterback after his team collapsed. I'll get to hear him explain all that. That'll be great. But I could hear some from you too. I could hear some from you too.
I think my team is the worst team in the NFL. People say the Jets, but I'm cheering on the worst team ever. It is interesting, though, that the New York Jets actually let Joe Biden take over their social media for the day, as you could clearly see right here. This was the post from last night from Joe Biden on the New York Giants Twitter or X, excuse me. Right on brand. Not quite sure where he was going with that, but here we are.
Yeah, so for people that don't know, I know, look, you guys complain every time we talk about sports here, and every time we do, I say, go fuck yourselves. But the Giants had one of the most epic collapses we've ever seen. I don't know if we've ever seen anything quite like it. And I was texting with Beardo while it was happening, and it was very, very funny. It does happen. As a sports fan, it's happened to me a lot, but that was a rough one. So that's all you can do is fucking rage at your keyboard, I suppose. But if you want to hear more about yesterday's NFL stuff, go join us on Sports Wars a little bit later on, 6:30 Eastern, over on there. Me and Beardo, and maybe we'll see if we can get there. We'll be talking about the games, everything that happened. I had a pretty good week. I think I only missed 2 games this week. Pretty damn good.
That's good.
Pretty damn good, Jay. I think things are just looking up for me.
I think so. I think it's your year. New year, new me.
Yeah, new fiscal year, new me. Why can't it
October.
happen in October?
I think Ryan's just excited at the new Geeks and Gamers website. He's got his blood pumping. Things are moving.
Oh, it's put it in my veins, bro. I'm so excited about the Geeks and Gamers revamped website. We're going to be using a couple articles from the revamped Geeks and Gamers website today to talk about some stuff, which is always fun. And it's great. Obviously, the guys over at that Park Place, I've used a lot of their stuff over the last couple of years, as it is. So, and we should clear up some of the confusion. And I think maybe, look, we all know this. Despite Jeremy being on YouTube and talking for a living, he's not the best with words. I think maybe his message, like when in the beginning, it sounded like it was going to be folded into Geeks and Gamers in terms of that Park Place would no longer exist as a site. That's not the case. They're still putting out articles. They're still doing their thing. We just have some of the guys who have done a great job over there also helping us out at Geeks and Gamers, which is awesome, which is cool.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Speaking of parks, Jay, I asked you this before. You didn't give me the answer I was looking for. We need another theme park story. Did anyone die at the theme parks this week?
No, not that I noticed. I think it was pretty quiet on the theme park fronts. The only thing weird that was happening is that Disney is putting out a pro America ride in their parks to celebrate America's 250 years next year. So they're going to change the Soarin' ride to Soarin' Across America to celebrate how great America is. So
that'll be good.
I guess we'll see. Any pro America stuff coming out from that company is, I guess, a good thing. Maybe they realized after losing so much money pushing the other stuff that it's just not profitable, that they actually need Americans that go to work, that have a job, that can spend money in their parks instead of catering to freak people that do nothing but protest all day and want pronouns in their bios, I don't know. I mean, I saw Pedro Pascal at the No Kings event. You know, he was
Oh yeah, I saw Pedro there.
doing his.
I fucking hate Pedro Pascal so much. He's such a fucking queer. I hate him, dude. I despise Pedro. Sitting there like a cuck at the No Kings rally.
Oh
That
yeah,
dude is taking miles of dick in his ass in his life.
did you see his? There's the poster he was.
No kings, only queens.
And there's Tony Gilroy, I think, is like right behind him. So
Bro, Tony Gilroy. And look, that didn't surprise me that Tony Gilroy's there. Like, it's obvious, his politics, everything. The thing that pisses me off about Tony Gilroy was that him using Star Wars to promote this shit.
Yeah.
Right? Because whatever, people have their political opinions. Pedro's gay, can have his political opinions, whatever. If what Tony Gilroy did was he made this video and he's like, hey, I'm Tony Gilroy, creator of Disney Star Wars Andor series. And by the way, fuck Trump and fuck all of this. If like that's ridiculous. If Pedro can do his fucking thing and I'm free to bitch at him and call him a queer all I want. But if Pedro had been like, hi, I'm Pedro Pascal. I'm Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and fuck Trump and all these things for this reason. That would be ridiculous, right? Like to use that position or that platform or that fandom in an effort to push your bullshit. That's trash. That's garbage. I hate that. And that's ridiculous with Tony Gilroy pushing that.
Yeah. Welcome to the rebellion.
Whatever.
We're part of the rebellion. Hey, let's do this. You know?
They think they are.
I mean,
It's shockingly, Jay, look. It might be nice to live in a world where we were just ruled by fucking kings. We didn't elect anybody. No one argued over politics. They just told us these are the rules. Go fuck yourself, slave. That might be nice. It might be okay. That's not the world we live in here in America, at least. When I woke up last week, there were no kings here. When I woke up this morning, there were no kings here.
Really? They did their job then. The protest worked. America.
Well, it wasn't necessary. There were no kings before. So the whole thing was stupid.
It's very dumb. And then you have not to get political, you have the politicians sharing protests from years ago saying, look at all the people here. Get community noted to hell and back saying,
yeah, it's like a picture from the Cubs World Series rally. Like the Cubs won the World Series and 5 million people showed up in Chicago. They're like, look at all the people out here for the No Kings protest.
Yeah, that's where we were. That happened on a Saturday. You know, they emptied out the old folks home here in Florida. I was a little disappointed in Orlando, actually, because the first time they did this, it was a lot more people. This time around, Orlando was pretty dead. So it was so dead. The protest was so dead that they didn't even want like the opposition there to like film and make TikToks of like, hey, I'm in the protest. They're like, there's just nobody here.
I didn't even know anything was going on. I'm gonna be honest, Jay. Didn't really fucking leave my house this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, like right around my house.
Yeah.
Like I went to the grocery store and went for like
I get what you mean.
That's about it. That's about as far as I ventured. Didn't feel the need. Didn't have anything going on. I don't want to spend time with anybody anyway. So fuck. Might as well stay here. You know what I mean, Jay?
Just to bring up, no, I totally hear you. But just to show you what I'm talking about real quick before we get into the real topics, Disney's Honor America. Yeah, it's kind of they're pushing all this pro-America stuff out. They're going to be doing new fireworks and everything this year to talk about how great America is over here in Orlando and in California. If I get some more information that's interesting, then we'll pull it up. So
the first time I ever went to Disney World, Jay, was when I was, I don't know, 4th or 5th grade or something like that. I was like 11 or 12 years old. And the only reason I know like specifically is because they had the big 2000 sign on the Epcot ball.
Oh,
yeah. They did that
to
celebrate the millennium or whatever. And that was cool. The big 2000 sign up there. Everybody was like, this fucking matters for some reason. It's some type of like milestone. whatever.
Did your family get into the like? Were they scared for the Y2K bug to hit the year 2000? You remember all that? There
Dude,
was
my
like
mom
this,
filled up the bathtub with water. Yeah, I
oh,
remember that shit. She
they
was
were
one of
like,
those people.
they were
Yeah.
like, what would that do? My mom does the same stuff. Fill the bathtub full of water. It's like, what is that gonna do? What are we gonna do there? Drink it? If it gets that bad, we're all gonna like go to the bathtub and stick our head in there and drink some water. But yeah,
Well,
they said like cell phone or TVs were going to go off, the VCRs were going to explode, the coffee makers were going to like catch on fire. There will be no more power. The cars are going to stop working. Our watches won't work. I mean, it got crazy, man. It got crazy. Then companies came out and were like, download this and you'll be safe. Like, download all this stuff on your computer and give us hundreds of dollars to download these programs and your computer will still work. I was like, well, what is the point of that if there's no internet or power anyway? Like, that doesn't make sense.
it's funny because like I don't think my mom was really all that worried. She was just like, just in case type of thing. It wasn't really a panic, to be honest. But it's funny because I had an uncle who was, working in some sort of cyber some shit at the time, where he was talking about all the crazy shit that they had to do because people were really fucking worried about what would happen. Like what would possibly happen and what could they do. They were freaking out in some ways, but I don't really know. I don't really care. In my mind, the world could have ended in 2000 and the world as a whole would have been better for it. What have we got in the last 25 years? It just ended already. Jesus, come back. Like, that's where I'm at. But
I mean, we stayed up late and we just waited.
we would have stayed up late anyway. It was fucking New Year's. Everybody was staying up late on that day.
My parents used to make me go to bed.
Hold
I
on.
went to sleep.
How fucking old were you in 2000, Jay?
Was I still living at home? No, I wasn't. Yeah, you're right.
You certainly weren't a child.
No.
I was a child.
Was I in college? My God, man, I don't remember.
Yeah, you're fucking older than me.
Yeah, I know.
Don't try to pretend like we're the same, Jay.
I never pretend.
Just kidding.
I know I'm gonna die soon. What are you talking about?
You might last longer than me. I don't know.
You might have to get a new co-host.
That would be unfortunate. Like, I'm stuck with Ben. Like,
I'm trying to. Where the freak was I? Was I at Miami Beach? I might have been on Miami Beach. Oh my God, I can't remember.
that's the thing. It can always get worse. It's
Maybe
one of
I was
my core
drunk.
lessons in life. Things can always get worse.
I might have been like freaking wasted during Y2K, thinking the world was gonna end.
See, AJ Lee for $100 says my two favorite grifters, the Big Fig and the Racist Sailor. Yeah,
Thanks
Big
for the
Fig.
100.
New nickname for you, Jay.
Big Fig mattresses.
Big Fig
Hook a brother
Newton.
up.
Thank you, AJ Lee, for the kind words.
Oh,
Appreciate you being here.
Now the whole show, I'm gonna be like trying to remember where was I for Y2K. I think I was in Miami Beach.
Tobias for $10. So, question: does having a female main character who sacrifices her daughters, part of her own soul, in fights against forces trying to destroy reality by forcing a child to suffer a girl boss? Does having a female main character who sacrifices parts of her own soul in fights against forces trying to destroy reality by forcing a child to suffer a girl boss? I'd probably need more information, Tobias.
Ryan was having a good day till he read that. As soon as I heard, I knew it's over. That's all the joy oozing out of his lungs, bro. It's out. It's out.
Yeah, that's. I mean, honestly, I don't know.
Real life when he has to have when he's done that, and I was like, all right, let me take a step back because it's about to get.
I need more information.
Yeah.
American Man for $5. How about them Cowboys? Giants still suck. Good win for your Bears, Ryan. Sorry, Jay.
That's okay. I want my team to lose every game by like just get rammed, man. Just get it out. That's the only way they're gonna change.
Just get rammed.
I mean, just make it awful, dude.
Cole Hauser, hail Jay and Ryan. Ryan, you Hennessy drinking rigga. You still my dog. Can't wait to drink some Crown Royal. Me too, Cole Hauser. That'll be exciting. Praise Allah. Love you guys in a non-gay way. Thank you for specifying. There's way too many gay memes flying around right now. It was a very gay FNT. So, but yes, you like Hennessy, Jay?
I haven't had it in a long time. But,
I like.
I think I was drinking a lot of it when Tupac was around.
Yeah, I like Hennessy. One of the blackest things
about them gangster rappers and Hennessy back in the day. Now look at these freaking gangster rappers. Look at Snoop Dogg. I know we're going to talk about this freaking loser.
You know what's real gangster? Telling your kids to fuck each other in the ass. Like, that's what's real gangster.
What
according
the
to Snoop
heck
Dogg.
has happened to this man? Oh, well.
He's trying to keep all his nice jobs, Jay. That's what's happening.
I guess so.
Yeah, you know, Jay, I was talking about this with somebody the other day. You know how there's a lot, specifically women, I've noticed. So this is why I want to ask you the question. Like, is there any alcohol that you're like, I have to avoid that?
Like avoid drinking?
Yeah. Like whether it be tequila, gin, like whatever. And specific,
I have one that I can't do it anymore, ever.
Yes.
And that's Fireball. I cannot drink Fireball anymore. That stuff messed me up, dude. That's a young man's drink. I got to tell you, anytime people being out, it's like drinking candy. And the last time I had Fireball, I mean, it was a minute. I was like on shot number 6. I remember, I do remember this. And then I went up to go to the bathroom. I fell right over. And that's a big log coming down. And I knew then I couldn't feel it while I was sitting there eating wings. I think my brother was with me and others. I couldn't feel it. As soon as I stood up, I just came down like a giant tree, man. And I'm like, the world just spinned for 3 days. I was like, never again. I can't drink this stuff. Never. So that's me.
It's funny that you call Fireball a young man's drink because I would describe it as an old woman's drink almost because lower alcohol content, like sweet and stuff. That's funny.
Possible.
But, you know, I feel like every woman out there has some like story of when they got really blitzed or plastered on one specific alcohol that they like have to avoid for the rest of their lives. And I've always thought it was like a female. That apparently it happens to you too. I've always thought it was a female thing. I didn't know why. Maybe it's because women don't like taking accountability for their actions, so they blame the alcohol. I'm not sure. But apparently, you know, men could be like that too. So I was wrong.
When's the last time you had Fireball?
It's been a couple years ago. A couple years ago, I think I had a shot of it or something, but
it's rough, man.
It's like low alcohol. It just tastes like cinnamon.
I know that. I think that's the point. It's like you could just keep drinking it, and then all of a sudden it just comes back and kicks you in the face.
English Batchers, everything coming up, Ryan. You know, English Batchers, not usually, but today I feel like everything's coming up, Ryan. Flag Ninja for 5. Jeremy, poor with words. That's impossible. Yeah, that's impossible. Robot does this. It's usually tequila. I've found that is, you know, sometimes the case.
I haven't had tequila. I don't even remember the last time I had a tequila. That's another one.
I like tequila. I really am like, I feel like if, you know, in Flashpoint where Flash fucking runs back and, you know, tries to, you know, change time so that his parents are still alive, and he ends up just changing the outcome of all these little events. And, you know, instead of Batman's parents getting killed, it was Bruce Wayne that got killed in that thing. Instead of Superman landing in the middle of a fucking cornfield in Kansas, he lands in Metropolis. Like, just all these little changes in life. I feel like if that had happened in my life, I would 100% just be some alcoholic bum on the side of the street like that. Because I will drink anything. Like it's like, yeah, I love really nice tequila, really nice whiskey, whatever. I will also just drink Jose Cuervo from the bottle. I will also just drink Jack Daniels from the bottle. I'm good with it, you know? Whew. So if you ever see me on the fucking side of the road with a couple bottles in my hand, just assume Barry Allen went back in time.
I think I'll just let you be. I'm like, that's just Ryan. He needs a day.
I'll probably be pretty happy.
He needs a day.
Levels for 5. Even as a Denver fan, that game was bad to sit through, watch your offense not play 3/4 of the way all the way to the 4th. They've won in a lot of weird ways this year. Dan the Valencia, sorry. Neutron is a retarded mess. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I fell asleep during it. I'd said that before. I can't even give it a review because I fell asleep and I have no desire to try to watch it again. Jeremy's Trump body pillow. Where are my personal photos on the website? But, speaking of the website, I suppose we can get into this, Jay. So we do have an article on the Geeks and Gamers websites and a couple other things to put together to talk about all this bullshit. Jay, it wasn't that long ago, month and a half, something like that, when Snoop Dogg, probably high as shit, went on a podcast and he just started talking. He wasn't necessarily prompted about this movie. He just started speaking about how he was scared to go to the theaters because after what he went through with the movie Lightyear, which just a travesty in general. A lot of people felt that way, but he specifically talked about the part where they showed the same-sex parents, the lesbian parents, and all this bullshit that they shoved into a children's movie. And his entire thing was like, I'm sitting there with my grandson. I'm just there to sit back, relax. He can eat popcorn and we'll watch a movie together. And all of a sudden, I've got to try to answer these questions about same-sex marriage, about how can two girls make a baby? That don't make no sense. Grandpa Snoop, all this shit. And he was being honest. And you know what? That resonated with about 99% of other people because whatever you feel about this lifestyle or that lifestyle, most people agree you shouldn't be shoving that shit on children. Right? Jay, it did not take very long. Massive amount of backlash towards him. Reports that maybe he was going to get pulled off of the Voice and all these other things that he's doing, all the other employment opportunities he has. And Snoop decided to be a real gangsta. You know what real gangsters do, Jay? They tell their kids,
yeah,
you should be gay.
Yeah.
That's what real gangsters do. And look, I mean, based on the reports, you've heard a lot of black rappers. A lot of them apparently are fucking secretly gay. So maybe this is what real gangsters do. Wouldn't be a surprise. But this is how Snoop Dogg decides to cope with this shit. Snoop Dogg, and this is over on the Geeks and Gamers website, by the way. Snoop Dogg puts out LGBT song for preschoolers with GLAAD after slamming Disney's Lightyear for same-sex parent scene. Claims this is what real gangsters do. Jay, were you Snoop Dogg? Yeah, I mean, you're much older than me. Were you a Snoop Dogg fan back in the day?
Of course. Of course, man.
How
Doggy
wild
style,
is it that
man,
this is where we are?
Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, Death Row Records. Man, that was everybody. Well, I won't say everybody, but that was the jam, bro. You had Tupac, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Death Row. Then the Death Row Records fought, and Snoop Dogg, he went back to different labels, and oh my gosh, they were the real, Compton, Long Beach, all that stuff. But yeah, looks like Disney's the real gangsters out here making work of all their spokespeople.
Hey man, we've seen this stuff before. You step a toe out of line.
Yeah.
You put a blunt on the wrong table, whatever. You step a toe out of line, and the gay mafia will come after you. They will come after you. They will force you to your knees. They will insert a rainbow-colored dildo as far down your throat as they can push it until you decide to do something to make up for it. And apparently, the way for Snoop Dogg to make up for it is, despite saying, literally coming out and saying, we shouldn't be doing this shit for children's movies, and what the fuck is this? I'm scared to go to the theaters. He then puts out a video aimed for children, aimed for like preschoolers, that is pushing same-sex bullshit. Apparently, doesn't take long to go from confused grandpa to Hollywood ally after calling out Disney and Pixar's Lightyear for confusing his grandson with a same-sex parenting scene. Snoop Dogg is now teaming up with GLAAD to promote LGBT messaging in his animated kids series, Doggyland.
Great. That's what we need.
You want some of this, Jay?
The guy that came out and was talking about women and doing drugs and F the police and all that kind of stuff. The guy who was on trial for murder in real life at one point after his album came out, and he must be smoking a lot of weed, man, and like it's spending a lot of money on that stuff. Where he's like, let's take one of the hardcore death row gangsters and make a children's cartoon, and then on top of that, we'll make him gay. Beautiful turnaround of events here for our good friend Snoop Dogg, right? Beautiful. Listen, man, they're all like, they all look at Eminem. Eminem coming out saying, I'm embarrassed to be white. Trump is the real gangster. He scares me. I couldn't sleep at night knowing that Trump's in office. Freaking Eminem. Of all people, Eminem, put your middle fingers up, to the, oh my gosh, this guy. Eminem that comes out and does this whole, like, I hate Trump, but then at the very end he goes, but we love our military. Now you got Snoop Dogg. Where's Dr. Dre in all this? He's just keeping quiet, huh? He's just like, I'm not going to get involved in any of this nonsense. I haven't heard much from him either. Maybe he's retired. And he made his little headphones and sold them for $1 billion to Apple. And he's like, yeah, I'm done. I'm just going to go do my own thing wherever by myself. Leave me alone. But yeah, too bad. If Tupac was alive today, man, the things he would say about this.
Yeah, I'd be calling Snoop the F slur, hopefully.
Pretty sure.
That's the thing. All these guys from like way back then, the idea that like all the shit that you would talk and all the stuff that you would say, all the insults you would throw around are now like, we gotta love and respect the gay community. It's so wild.
And Ice Cube did a whole song called No Vaseline, where he's talking about like Eazy-E and gay sex. Like all of them called each other like gay slurs all the time, dude. Talking about, man, you're gay. Like just all now look where we're at. Oh, well.
Well, now we go from that to this. This is the new beats that are dropping, Jay. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Spotify's ready.
No two are the same, but the one thing that's for certain is the love won't change. Families are special, they are so unique. Everybody's got a purpose more than what you see. We love you, parents. We love you so.
And of course, this is showing same-sex couples in this doggy land or whatever the fuck this is. Like, that's what all of this is about. Our parents are different. No two are the same. But the one thing that's for certain is the love won't change. I wonder what the odds are of a boy who gets adopted by two gay men turning out gay. I wonder what the odds are of that. Probably pretty high. It's a beautiful thing. The kids can have parents of all walks and be shown love, to be taught what love is. Being able to have parents from all walks of life, whether it be two fathers, two mothers, whatever it is, love is the key. Snoop told Variety. Partnering with GLAAD for Spirit Day just felt right because spreading love and respect for everyone is what real gangsters do.
Yeah.
That is gayer. That like saying that is gayer than fucking someone in the ass. Saying that spreading love and respect for everyone is what real gangsters do is peak gay.
I mean, he might as well go back and change the lyrics to his Gin and Juice song, with so much drama in the LGBT. It's kind of hard being Snoop Double G. That's it. Oh.
It's fucking sad. And it's sad because there was a moment of genuineness in that podcast. He was being honest.
I know. And he could have just let it, and just, he could have just been himself and just stayed himself. And when people ask him about it, he's like, hey man, I'm being real. I'm being real. I'm letting you know that's the real me. I was confused. All right. Dang.
Yeah. But, and that's the thing. He was being genuine when he, like so many other parents or grandparents or whatever it may be, like see stuff and they're like, I can't believe they're putting that in children's shit. Like,
yeah,
how did we get to this point? This is a Disney movie, right? Like that represents so many parents and grandparents that exist out there. And it was real. This is not. This is not the same dude that said that shit about the Lightyear movie about feeling uncomfortable and all this shit does not actually believe that you should be pushing this shit. But that also shows you that even though he doesn't believe it, he will do it to stay where he's at, to keep the opportunities he has, to keep the money rolling in, to keep the fucking life and the way that people in the industry view him. That's what's really fucking pathetic about the entire thing.
Agreed. I don't want him crying when people call him sellout and all that stuff. But there isn't the days of like gangster rap are long gone, Ryan. No one's gonna come out and make a diss track anymore. You know, they don't do that kind of stuff. They want to make sure everybody's safe and no one's offended. So that stuff is long gone. No one's gonna diss Snoop Dogg for what he's doing. They'll probably give him an award, and he'll walk out on the stage and try to keep it gangster, you know, like the old days. And that'll be that.
X in Wonderland says Snoop DOGTQIA. That's rough.
Rolling down the street, smoking.
Man. Mike Zero Source, do you think Disney should bring back Uncle Remus, or should Disney continue to cancel the black man?
Oh, he's canceled. He ain't coming back. He ain't coming back.
I don't fucking know. George Ramirez.
Song of the South, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Bro, it's funny because I remember that shit growing up, and for the longest time when people would reference Song of the South, like I didn't really remember what they were talking about. Like I didn't know that all of these things also went into Song of the South, but bro, zippity doo dah, zippity yay.
My oh my, what a wonderful day.
Bro.
Lady of sunshine coming your way. Everybody knows that song.
Yeah, everybody does. And it's so nice. It's, back from it. It reminds me of the good times. It just so happens it coincides with a movie that also reminds people of the good old days. So, You're
getting to that point, man. You're getting to that age, Ryan, where you're like, remembering the good old days.
Yeah, it means I'm about to die. George Ramirez for 5. Saw Black Phone 2 this weekend, and it was awesome. It was cool to see Ryan as Finney and Gwen's father again. Look him up. He looks exactly like him old. Black Phone? I didn't see the first Black Phone.
I didn't see the first one either.
I haven't seen the second one, so I do not know who Finney and Gwen's father is.
It's pretty neat, though. At Universal Studios, in their city walk area, there's a massive photo op opportunity for Black Phone 2. There's a small one inside Halloween Horror Nights, but the one in that one area by the theater, it is huge. It's almost like a little maze you could walk through and take pictures with the different characters from the film.
Terrence Blake.
Plenty of sunshine coming your way.
This guy look like me, old Jay.
It's the truth.
It's actual. Everything is satisfactual. Zippity doo dah.
You put on a shirt like that?
Huh?
Maybe in like 30 years, maybe. You'd have to put on your beard would have to get a little thicker.
Yeah.
You don't wear shirts like that at all.
No, I'm not a flannel guy.
Yeah.
I am a black t-shirt guy.
Even in the winter, you never didn't rock the flannel. You just did a jacket or a hoodie.
I mean, way back, probably when I was a kid and I didn't have as much choice over what I wore. I'm sure I did. And I even, I did have like a handful of maybe kind of flannel shirts at one point in my early 20s for like winter, but not many. Not a big flannel guy. Not a lesbian. Rinsler Lives for 199 says, "Go Broncos, baby." Sorry, not sorry, Beardo. Tobias for 5. Wait, what about the Sacramento Kings or Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll? Are we protesting those kings too? Nah, just the one that's not a king. That's it. Tobias. Yeah. Alex McCarthy for 2. I'm sick. Got UTI. Meta PC, RK Outpost, strong 3PO.
Man,
I
get
thought you
better.
were sick because your Jags lost and the Packers look like such dog shit. But a UTI, that's rough, Alex. That sucks. Never had one.
If I did, I don't remember.
It's probably in 2000. Mike Zero source for 5. This weekend, I had the urge to listen to Avenged Sevenfold's Hail to the King.
I wore my Burger King crown all day on Saturday in my house.
I could have worn my Egyptian pharaoh shit.
Yeah.
What do you think the reaction would be if I went to Egypt wearing that?
Nothing.
No?
Probably people want to take your picture.
Be funny.
That's what I think. I think it would be hilarious. I think people would be like, oh, look, it's the Pharaohs back in town.
Jay, you've been to, look, you're much more world traveled than I am. You have a better understanding of different cultures. I mean, I pretty much think America's the only thing that matters, you know, obviously. You've been to China.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what it is about Chinese people being obsessed with little blonde babies?
Because they can't have it.
Do they have the same obsession over little black babies?
No.
So there has to be some more explanation than what you just said.
Maybe. They are obsessed, though.
When you go to touristy places or whatever, especially like, I think I first noticed it in Washington, D.C., and like a group of like Chinese tourists or whatever, they didn't care about the Washington Monument, about the Lincoln Memorial, about the Reflect. They didn't care about that shit. They saw a little baby in a stroller that has blonde hair and blue eyes, and they were like, holy shit, we have to get a picture with this child. It's so weird. And it's been a consistent thing that I've witnessed throughout my entire life whenever I encounter packs of Chinese.
When I was in Beijing, the 3 times I was there, the biggest one, where was I? I want to say it was the Great Wall, but it might have been the Forbidden City. I think it was the Forbidden City. Some people thought that I was a baseball player, and it got out, and I was like, I got surrounded. Like, it was insane. The tour guide that was with us, because I was with like 12 people, she came in and she whispered in my ear. She's like, do you play sports for America? I was like, no, I'm just a big oaf. That's it. Nothing special. I was wearing a Miami Dolphins jersey. I don't know if it was a Dan Marino one or what, but I guess people thought I like played baseball because I was so tall. I was like a giant amongst these people. So everyone was taking my photo and they followed me around and they were trying to buy me stuff. They were like trying to buy me drinks and like so I went into the trinket shop and I was like, yeah, I think it's time to go. It was getting it wasn't like violent or anything like that. The guy in the trinket shop had me hold up a sign of his store, and he took a picture of me holding it. Like I was somebody famous. So he could put, I don't know if it's in the shop. I don't know. Maybe somewhere in China, there's a picture of me holding up a billboard. thinking I was somebody that I'm not. They like taking pictures of Americans, though. That's for sure. And yeah, blonde hair. It's you're pretty popular.
Got that energy.
I don't have blonde hair, but I was just a big oaf. So they thought I was something else.
Levels for 5. By the way, did you see that Twitch held a Fortnite female tournament called the Milk Cup and a dude won? They turned comments off. I did see that. Bro,
Twitch.
TwitchCon has been a fucking nightmare, Jay. And that was a good transition point here. If I can actually find all my damn tabs I got open, Jay. My poor computer's just fucking saying, why do you have all this shit open? You've had some of it open.
It's holding on.
You've had some of it open for 3 weeks. You're not going to make a video on it on this point. Just fucking close the tab. But
good old TwitchCon.
Yeah, TwitchCon has been, whoops, wrong button. Good thing I didn't exit out. You would have been left here by your lonesome, Jay.
Well, I could have transitioned.
Like a lot of people at TwitchCon, probably.
Yeah.
TwitchCon was over the weekend, and obviously kind of a big deal for people that are on Twitch and creators and people that follow those people, all that stuff. Never been, have no interest in going, but certainly, Jay, you've been present at a lot of conventions over the years. I've been to a handful of them, and we even do meet and greets and things like that sometimes when we're there. We had a pretty bad, pretty rough experience at TwitchCon, and this came after Asmongold specifically warned people, by the way. This was from a few weeks ago. Asmongold urges women to avoid TwitchCon 2025, criticizes Twitch CEO over safety concerns. Asmongold warns women not to attend TwitchCon after Valkyrie and QT Cinderella drop out, citing safety fears. And then this is what happens. Popular streamer Emaru assaulted at TwitchCon. Says event security just let the guy walk away. This is what happened.
Terrible.
This is what happens, Jay. And I got to be honest, I know that she's, a lot of people follow her and watch her. I have never watched her. I don't really know what she usually talks about. I'm not sure. But this is her in a meet and greet with a big line and stuff like that. Here's another fan that's in line talking to her. Who knows? Maybe they'll take a picture. Not sure exactly what the deal was for that. Somebody else decided that they needed some time with Emaru.
Whoa.
So this dude, it almost kind of looks like out of a fucking horror movie or a comedy sketch. You don't know. But like this big dude just fucking walks straight over past a bunch of security people that you can't see in the corner, just goes right up to her, grabs her, and tries to kiss her.
Yeah.
And
a lot of crazy people out there.
And it's her own personal security that shoves him. Nobody involved with TwitchCon, nothing like that. And this started a landslide, Jay. It started a landslide because Twitch decided to come out and put out some fucking statement where they didn't even say Emaru's name, and they tried to really play it down and talked about how they took care of everything so quickly. Dan fucking Clancy, right? Dan Clancy, the CEO of Twitch, was like, oh, we care a lot about this. We're looking very closely at it. The reality is a bit different. The reality is, as Emaru would share later on, that, yeah, it was a tough experience. Sometimes these things happen at cons, but whatever. But the problems go so much beyond that. I'm shaken up by what's happened, but it's not the first time I've dealt with something like this. But to tell you honestly, I'm a lot more hurt and upset by how Twitch handled it. Like I said, I don't understand how he is allowed to make it to me in the first place. The security in the clip who reacts is my own security. And they banned her last security guard who stopped a stalker at the previous TwitchCon. They wouldn't let him in because he protected her last time.
Wow.
Which is nuts. However, there were at least 3 or 4 other TwitchCon security staff in the area who did not react and let the guy walk away. The woman who's walking me away is my own personal manager. No one from TwitchCon came and said anything. No one checked on me for a while. My friend who was present also told me Twitch security were behind the booth afterwards, joking about how they didn't even see what happened, immediately laughing and moving on. In Twitch's statement, they said the guy was immediately caught and detained. I'm sorry, but that's a blatant lie. He was allowed to walk away from my meet and greet, and I didn't hear he was caught until hours after he attacked me. And it felt like this only happened because my manager pressing it, not because TwitchCon staff present thought it was a big deal. They also told her what the punishment would be. Here's her explaining that.
Okay, I've been talking to Twitch people, and I'm really upset because I noticed a lot of negligence around the event, and I'm not happy with the way that they're handling it now. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, I asked them, what are they gonna do about this? And you know what they said initially? They said, oh, well, he's banned from the platform for 30 days.
What?
What? And then
a 30-day platform ban. Now, I believe the person has now been banned from Twitch overall and banned from any further Twitch cons and stuff like that. But this is what they originally planned. He gets a 30-day ban, basically.
What?
And the whole thing, and as Asmongold would go on to talk about, he's made a video about this situation, and highly recommend, everybody talk about, or everybody, watch that video. He's talking about not just the situation, but things happening with Twitch overall, who they decide to promote, who they decide to not promote, the problems that have led to all of this happening. But he said earlier on in a very long statement about why some of this shit was happening and why he had warned people not to go. To expand on this statement, the reason I said this about, not going to TwitchCon had nothing to do with Charlie Kirk or any other civil unrest this year. While, of course, it's all agitating, it wasn't the reason. Last year at TwitchCon, NMPLL and Wake Wilder, I'm not familiar with either of those guys, I think that's their names though, were sexually assaulted live and on camera. Twitch made no statement and pretended like this didn't happen. Now, these were two men, Jay. These were two men who got sexually assaulted at TwitchCon, which, let's be honest, Twitch and the people they promote, a lot of them, they're weird, degenerate fucking freaks. So it's not surprising that they might have so many fans that are weird, degenerate freaks. But these two men were assailed. A kick streamer named DBR666 ran up to the two streamers, licking one of their nipples and kissing Wake Wilder's hand, with both men telling the person to stop. Security eventually removed this person, but Twitch otherwise ignored the incident, which pushed Asmongold to suggest that women skipped TwitchCon 3 weeks before it was held. Unfortunately, he was right. He says, it's disgusting and blah, blah, blah. Anyone with a brain knew this. To me, it proved an undeniable, cynical reality. Twitch doesn't care about sexual assault. They care about the optics of sexual assault. If they'd cared, they would have approached it with the men in the same way. This proves their motives are driven by optics rather than in principle. The whole thing is a fucking mess. And again, I encourage everybody to go watch Asmongold's video on it. But Jay, you've gone to plenty of these cons. Yeah. You work with people at these cons. Weird stuff does happen. Right?
Yes. But I will tell you this. We worked with 4 different companies with these cons with the Star Wars actors, not just Gina or anyone else. And security and the security briefing and the things about like security is like their number one. Before like a celebrity wants to sign up to go and sign autographs at these places, they get the full packet of security. And then usually what happens is I get briefed when I'm there, and then they show me who the undercover police are, the security is. They have like marked security, then they have undercover security, then they have the regular police in uniform, and then they have police that are not in uniform. And they get introduced to like, everyone knows who they are, right? And then they're the ones, and sometimes I even just wait in line, right? I know who they are, but they just wait in line. Like a regular person, they'll come up and like, oh yeah, whatever, and stuff like that. It's just, they take it very, very seriously because there's a lot of weird stuff. One of these days I'll tell a lot of the stories about like some of the stuff. But I mean, like not just Gina, but others. There are men that have come up and proposed to them, thinking that they were gonna say yes and run away with them being married. It's just like there's a lot of weird stuff. But even in the photography line, everywhere they go, they have plenty of security around. So if anything crazy like this happens, this is unacceptable. Like this is really unacceptable, and I don't know if Ryan ever has a fear of like meeting people at a meetup where his nipples are going to get chewed and licked. But
depends on the person, whether I'd be okay with it or not, to be honest with you.
Maybe one day, right?
I do think that I think that there are differences between men and women. Okay. I know that's shocking to hear. I think there's differences between men and women. I also think that somebody violating you in a way like that, it feels different when you're a man versus when you're a woman. Now that's not to say that Twitch shouldn't have come out and said something when these two guys got sexually harassed or assaulted or whatever. They absolutely should have, and they should have stepped in to fucking take some action, and they should have made a big deal about it and used that as an opportunity to tell everybody, hey, this is fucked up. Don't do something like this. But it's obviously different for men versus women. And as a man, I'm not fucking really worried about any shit like that. I think that female content creators and whether or female celebrities, like in the case of the people you're working with, Jay, sometimes that's a different element. I feel like as a woman, you would be taking those things into consideration. Those things would affect you a lot more, and you would have more to be worried about, just quite frankly.
Well, I'm saying, like, for everyone that is signed to these cons, they all are treated the same way. Like they had streamers at these cons. They have comic book artists that are staying in the certain alleyways. You know, they got Artist Alley. They've got the cosplayers. You know, where people could come and meet. So to me, like this is. I mean, that guy could have had the worst of the worst could happen, right? And we've heard about that these stalkers show up for these female streamers and horrible things have happened. We've heard, like, you know, something just happened to a South Korean streamer not that long ago where a crazy fan ended her life. And it's like, and then now with Charlie, the stuff with Charlie Kirk, there's freaking crazy people out there that get obsessed, you know, like these crazy simps out there, and these people that are obsessed with these people, these streamers, or anything else, or they're just crazy because they hate you. And it's like they need to take every single act of precaution to make that place safe as possible, even if they think it's ridiculous. Like that could have been that was a terrible situation. It could have been a horrific situation for TwitchCon. Just allowing a guy he was a big dude, come right up there and just grab her, you know. What if he decided he wanted to punch her dead in the face or something, you know, instead of kiss her, you know, like whatever.
What if she said no to a kiss and then he punched her? Yeah,
it's like he just went up and he was able to walk that close and just grab her before someone even reacted, you know, like that. And it was, like you said, it was her own security. And then the fact that they banned her security last year because of an incident, that ought to just wake people up and just say, this ain't it.
Yeah, and I mean, look, we do a lot of meetups, we do a lot of meet and greets, we do a lot of stuff like that, and you know, thankfully, we've never really had too many problems or whatever. I specifically, I mean, you can tell how like not worried I am in those fucking Jay. You've seen me.
Yeah,
I'm cruising around, I'm sliding through the crowd, I'm doing whatever. I'm just having a good time, dude. But I would imagine for female creators or women even that are there at those things, not even just creators, it's probably a little bit different feeling for women.
I mean, look at Krista. Krista's what, 80 pounds? You know?
I could pick her up and fucking smash her head into a wall.
Like,
yeah.
I've
thought about it, obviously.
I'm just saying. It's scary, and like the right precautions need to be made.
And like Twitch has not treated it seriously. They've tried to cover it up at each and every opportunity. Dan Clancy, like he even like blamed her for it a little bit in an interview with Taylor Lorenz, that stupid retarded bitch.
Yeah.
Like he's like, well, you know, when you're live streaming, you can cultivate your community a little bit, almost as if putting blame on her for a stalker wanting to kiss her or whatever. It's fucking wild.
And what, the dude had like massive herpes all over his face too, you know. He comes up and coughs on you. Listen, we've been to these meetups. Some people, you don't even want to shake their hand. You know what I mean?
I want to shake everyone's hand, Jay. I don't know what you're talking about.
Some people have that funk on them, man. You don't want to hug them because that stuff will stay in your shirt the rest of the night.
Yeah, some people you can tell they're sweaters, you know, like they sweat.
Like you give them a hug, the mark of the beast is on your shirt the whole night. So then everyone thinks you stink. It's like that Seinfeld episode, you know, but it wasn't me. I hugged somebody else that stinks. So make sure you wash yourself, brush your teeth. Little Listerine doesn't hurt nobody. Have some gum, you know, in your pocket. You never know.
Gum, yeah. Don't let Jeremy.
Listen, we had two people that are getting married now because they met each other at one of these.
That's right. Jessica Lindstrom and Alec Baldwin's finger.
Shout out.
You never know. You never know when love can find you on the internet.
That's right.
You know? There we go. Happy ending there. At least, we'll see how it goes for them, But for right now, congratulations, celebration. Let's fucking go. Jessica Lindstrom and ABF.
Yeah, let's go.
That's exciting.
She's in the chat. Yeah, I see her. She's like,
look, if you're coming here for optimism, I'm going to do the best I can, Jessica. Wish for the best.
That's right.
Prepare for the worst.
Shoot for the moon, because you might hit the sun or something. I don't know how that goes.
Yeah, wise words. You should speak at their wedding, Jay, with, give the benediction or some shit. But yeah, anyway, fuck Twitch, retarded, crazy.
Yeah.
Asmongold flamed them before and rightfully flamed them after. Oliver Lavery Farag for $5. For £5. Hey Jay, just got my copy of SNS with the best cover. A flaming crucifix looks so cool and fits the title perfectly. Can't wait to get stuck in.
Oh man, thank you for picking that up, man. I hope you enjoy the stories. We tried to pack a lot into 15 pages. So if you don't like mine, there's a couple of others that you probably will love. So appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
0 for 2. Do you think Aquaman ever gets swimmer's ear? I don't think so. I think he's got some protection against that. Has to. Otherwise, you just have it all the time. Thundarius for 5. Drank Hennessy while sitting in the front row for Eddie Griffin's Saturday night hilarious show. Also, Roofman is surprisingly really good. Worth a watch. The thing with Hennessy is now LeBron James is like hawking it.
I know.
So
I know.
That ruins it for me as a Hennessy fan, as a respecter of the black community, as I am known for, big Hennessy fan that I am. Now LeBron James ruined it. Just got to ruin the NBA. Jay's half black tarred son for 2. Hey. Jay's a deadbeat who won't pay child support.
I'm poor.
Mako Gray, not drinking the James Bond drink in fursuit. No idea how I got back to the room. Happy the Jays won last night. Might make it further than the Leafs. Well, thank you, Mako. So you had a dry vodka martini shaken, not stirred in your fursuit? I mean, that can hit you pretty hard if you're not ready for it. The first drink I ever had in my life, Jay? Dry vodka martini shaken, not stirred. Man, first drink I ever had. And I was like, why the fuck would anyone drink this? It's like, at that point in my life, when I had that first drink, it was like, tastes like rubbing alcohol.
Yeah. I don't like those at all, even today.
I will drink them now because I am.
You get that extra dry martini with the that's not
that vermouth.
I mean, I am like old fashioned, man. That's it. I don't really want anything else. I like the old fashioned. In Orlando, they do this Christmas old fashioned. They put make it just a little cranberry, a little extra cranberry for Christmas.
Where in Orlando?
I got it at Wine Bar George.
Wine Bar George.
Yeah, the restaurant.
Is that at Disney?
It's at Disney Springs.
That's at Disney Springs. Yeah. That's what I thought.
But it's not a Disney restaurant.
Correct. I know. I meant to say Disney Springs. So. Thomas Larson, morning, guys. Hope you're having a great day. Ryan, did you research Battlefield 6? Also, I hate working on pontoons. I have not played Battlefield 6. I've been a little busy this weekend, to be honest, so I didn't play too many games. Not even Pokemon. Snacks for 2. Snoop's gangbangstas. Tobias for 2. Ryan sure knows a lot about that mafia. The gay mafia. Look, we've seen this shit. We saw with like Bob Chapek, right? When Bob Chapek initially didn't want to get involved in the don't say gay bullshit. And then the activists at Disney turned around, made him bend over, fucking shoved an 8-inch rainbow dildo up his ass until he parroted exactly what they wanted him to say. And he bent over and he took it. Like, this is how they operate. Tobias, considering you're a furry, I imagine you're very well, like, you have a very high knowledge of what the gay mafia is like. Shout out Tobias. River Miles, don't be a menace to South Central while bending your gender in the hood.
I love that movie.
Dark Knight Rider, homophobia was the case that gave me
Murder was the case that they gave me. That's
What is
bad.
I don't know what the emojis are.
It's a black man.
Okay. Ministry of Wrongthink. The gay mafia isn't just a meme. It's real. Blue Shell Draw 4. How'd Snoop go from the main villain in Def Jam Fight for New York to this? Rappers used to be hardcore. No way a game like that could be remade now. Alex MacArthur says, did I super chat?
Yes.
I read one from you earlier about your UTI, Alex. That might have been a member message. I don't remember. But yeah, the Pally Dan for 5. Snoop spreading love and respect is what real gangsters do. Reminds me of Disney saying real pirate doesn't take things that aren't theirs. Spreading love and monkeypox is what real gangsters do. Mike Zero Source 5. Snoop's new album is GTA, gayer than AIDS. X in Wonderlands. We read that one when it came in. Jeremiah Bates for $20. Snoop is doing this all because he was 100% contacted by someone powerful. And they told him, unless you will never have another business proposition again, nor will your friends and family and children unless you do this. I don't know about the friends, family, and children part, but 1,000% I believe that he felt pressure by the people he's employed by to come out and say this. And the sad thing is this motherfucker has more money than he'll ever fucking need. He can't even smoke away all the money that he's got. But I think it's about their status. I think it's about keeping your status as a preferred type of celebrity.
Going to the parties and all that stuff.
Yeah. I really think that I think there's a lot of truth to what you're saying, Jeremiah, but him getting put pressure on him from like business associates and shit like that, for sure. Kingdom Hearts gamer, Snoop loves it up the rear. Nagger for 5. Dr. Dre and Snoop Doggy Dogg are fucking actors, pranksters, studio gangsters, busters. Easy-E. Spot on. Easy-E was right about Snoop and Tupac was right about Diddy.
That's right. Darn right he was. Darn right.
Rollin' the Wretched for $20. Ryan, thanks for saving my shout out to Freddie Colton on FNQ. Nice to know there's one person on that panel that's competent. Now, please get Jeremy to stop sending me dick pics. Help me out here. Congrats on 4 in a row. Or Bears, 4 in a row. That's right. Yeah, all those people. Look, it is not hard to appear competent when you're on a panel with a bunch of people that have severe mental retardation. Okay, that's what FNT is, and I can rise to the top when I'm there. All I had to do is remember what you said 30 seconds ago. When I don't believe that when Gary reads things, he's actually processing them. I think it's just like kind of going like from his eyes out his fucking mouth. But I don't think he's registering it, So there's that. Shout out to Gary. Could be the drugs, who knows? Figs for 5. I live in Chicago. Is it possible to get Fazoli's DoorDash from the closest Indiana location? I don't know. I suppose it would depend on how far you are away. I'm not fucking sure how that works. Why don't you just drive there, Figs? Take a little road trip. Go to the dunes. Go to the Indiana dunes. Chesterton. Go to Chesterton and go to the Indiana dunes right there. You have a good time. Sir Hat for 2. They'd never protest Burger King.
A lot of them look like they just did a trip to Burger King before they started the protest.
Burger King sounds good right now. Rap Beat Central for 10. Jay, if you said Tupac was alive, you said if Tupac was alive, got news for you. Watch the video of Tupac in high school. Very, very feminine before he started the gangsta act.
You could be right. You probably
CJ
right.
for 5. My bad, Jay. I thought you were Derek Jeter.
CJ, you're taller than me, brother.
Vlad the Man for 5. Hurrah. J-Reich loser dolphin tails. Dolphins Reich to rape. Thank you. B. Barrett for $2 on Rumble. Can we have a no Queens protest? That's what all the anti-drag race fucking protests are.
Yeah.
A Money Wilson for $1. Fireball is a chick drink.
I agree.
Ministry of Wrongthink for 5. Protect a woman equals ban for life. Sexual assault a woman, 30-day platform suspension. Fuck Twitch. You're so right. You're so right. That's so fucking ridiculous. Cole Hauser for 5. Doing security, you have to be on guard. Remember, Jay, how crazy I was at TFCon convention, but I made sure everything was under control.
Yeah.
And then Cole Hauser, who does do security, for another 10. I had to do personal security for my Playboy friend at a car show. After a guy got his autograph, he stood there and stared at her. I told him, you need to leave. He got the point and left. Well, that's my policy for surviving in this world, Cole Hauser. When a big black jack dude fucking is in my way for something, maybe cross the street. Red Mage for $20. If you think that's bad with smell and hygiene, I could tell you about anime cons and times I've had to hold my breath.
I've been to enough cons to know that some are different than others, and holy crap. Hey, I get nervous about myself. I'm like, God, is that me? No, it's not.
Andre CR, congrats to ABF and Jessica, but divorce rates in the U.S. are 39 to 42%. I'm just having a little fun. With them. Prophet JD for 35, South African. A lass like Emaru and Krista should never go out in public without an uncle, brother, or a J.
I agree.
Hi, Kira for 2. Have Ryan sing at ABF's wedding. I might be available. I don't know till you ask. Maximus BT. Shitake. Thank you. Jesus Davila gifts a membership. Thank you, Jesus. VJ the Vigilant Guitarist. Jay, still reading Transformers number 26 next month?
Yeah. I just did the 25. The video's up on the channel. And looking for 26. That guy that drew that picture of Batman and Ice is no longer with the. He did his time and he's moved on to Batman now, so he doesn't draw the Transformers comics, but still, the run's been pretty good. Can't complain.
Wizard Man for 2. Don't play Pokemon. Digimon's a way better game. Once they come out with Digimon Go, let me know. Digimon go to the polls? We don't vote in Jamaica, man. Tobias Nexus for 5. Nah, they leave me alone. They give me at least a 50-meter berth thanks to my self-defense that keeps me safe at 1,200 to 1,500 feet per second. I don't really understand, Tobias.
Thank you.
But thank you. Is that because you're a fox or something? I don't know. I don't want to know. 0 for 5. Would you agree towels are the leading cause of dry skin?
I love these super chats. Yes.
I don't know. I don't really have dry skin. Kevin Admiral Adam for 32 months. Would you rather get killed by Freddy or Jason? I'd go with Jason because I think he would make it quick while Freddy would torture you. 1,000% rather get killed by Jason.
Yeah, easy.
It's sound logic there.
Yeah.
Kevin says, got to respect the 3-day meth bender session. For who?
I don't know.
Hayden Wayne with that fancy profile picture. Look at that thing. What a thing of beauty.
You used to have
a year ago, Snoop was on a little podcast called Disruptors that's ran by a DEI acolyte. Kirsch covered it back then. It's a cult, and Snoop is in it. Chris Bolts. Hardcore rap is fake. Record execs push as a means to make money off idiot black people. Cat Williams was right about them. Famous blacks. And then Prophet JD for 35. Snoop can't say the name of the people who pressured him. Well, because he can't pronounce it. Can't read it. I see what you're saying. I think, Jay, we're a little over time today. Actually, A Money Wilson for another buck says, there are some good Kanye songs for weddings. Ryan can sing them. Now, I can sing a lot of Kanye shit. Including his most recent release. He's got a sick beat, bro. But that is it for us today. We went a little over time, Jay.
That's okay.
But yeah.
It was a good show.
Good. It was a solid. Yeah, it was pretty good. What do you got going on today?
Monday Hangover at 6. We're going over The Fog.
The Fog?
Yeah, the old classic horror film, The Fog.
Nice.
Has pirates in it. So that was cool.
That's cool.
I'd never seen it before, so it was my first time viewing. So find out at 6.
Later on today, we've got Monday Evening Quarterback over on Sports Wars at 6:30 Eastern, where we'll talk about, what happened in yesterday's games. And then I will be streaming at 9 o'clock. Fuck My Life with Bear Dark. So we'll be doing that. And that's about it. Thanks for being here, everybody. We appreciate the support and people turning out, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone. So long. Farewell.
Have a great day.
Have a wonderful day.